I have personally witnessed the dedication shown by Muhammad Khairi Adham Abdul Muin, 28 years old, from Kampung Selendang, Padang Tengku, Lipis, Pahang. Not many young people these days are interested in the craft of making machetes and knives. This field is usually dominated by the otai or veterans. Now, the University Selangor Unicel graduate has been running his own workshop since 2019 behind his house. He has even created his own brand of machete known as Parang Lipis.
Kita nak dapat yang terdepan. Lepas tu kita akan bila kita dah berjumpa dengan ramai tukang, bila saya dah berjumpa dengan ramai tukang, saya tahu untuk rujuk benda-benda tertentu, contoh bab sepohan. Ada tukang-tukang tertentu yang kita boleh rujuk. Kalau bab canai, grinding, kita boleh rujuk tukang-tukang tertentu.
According to this native of Kuala Lipis, Pahang, it all began from his concern about being scolded by his father for losing a machete. The difficulty in finding blacksmith in his village made him think that the craft of making Malay knife, machete and weapon might disappear if no long-term effort were made to preserve it. However, Adham can now smile as his work has received the approval of the Sultan of Pahang, Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Bilasha. Moreover, his machetes are increasingly in demand from overseas.
Orang-orang di luar negara sana dah mula menerima parang sebagai alat untuk bawa masuk ke dalam hutan. So kita nak, even parang tu sendiri ada perkataan bahasa Melayu.
Additionally, the youngest of 3 siblings says his workshop can produce various types of machete reaching up to 400 blades per month with reasonable size, length and selling prices. Buyers and orders for Parang Lipis come with a warranty of up to 5 months. So far, according to Adham, many customers are satisfied with the quality of the parang they produce. In the meantime, the Parang Lipis workshop also creates job opportunities for young people in the area.
Sebabkan dia menubuhkan industri parang ni, hampir lebih kurang tujuh pekerja. Dan 7 pekerja, 7 keluarga. Dia boleh menampung keperluan 7 keluarga kan. Tapi kalau akan datang, kalau dia boleh besar seperti syarikat parang yang dimiliki oleh syarikat besar, mungkin dia lebih pada itu lagi.
We saw few young people, especially in their 20s, interested in collecting or making traditional Malay weapon. It is hoped that some institution will play a role in ensuring this heritage continues. However, what is certain is that Muhammad Khairi Adham Abdul Muin effort in producing the Parang Lipis brand and elevating the unique traditional tools of the Malay community and the name Lipis on the international stage are certainly something to be proud of.
Ini yang bang mentah dia lah.
Belum siap lagi.
Milk tea has now become a surprising hit among older people in Borneo, Selangor. Even more interesting is that the milk used comes from buffalo as. According to buffalo milk entrepreneur Feroz Khan, this unique milk is high in nutrients, making it an excellent choice for maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Every evening, more than 200 buffaloes will return to the barn after finding food. Once placed in their respective corners, these buffaloes are given a special food, a mixture of several loaves of bread, milk powder, brown sugar and brewer's grain that Feroz obtained from the supplier's factory.
Kita pun ada inject dia dengan vitamin, antibiotik, and then kita pun ada buat vaksin. Tiap-tiap tahun kita akan buat vaksin yang itu daripada Jabatan Veterina lah. dia akan datang untuk vaksin untuk kebau-kebau kita untuk menjaga kesihatan orang dan menjaga kualiti lah.
While these buffaloes were enjoying their food, Pharaohs and his workers started the milking procedure. Pharaohs is the fourth generation of his family to do this job. The milk is then collected in aluminium milk cans and ready for wholesalers or customers to buy them directly. Pharaohs also fulfills the demands of his regular customers, especially at some restaurants around the Klang Valley and Negeri Sembilan. While at the Semenia Parklands, we also surveyed a group of senior citizens who gathered at the Along Linda restaurant after finishing their daily chores. While busy sharing their stories with the group, they also enjoyed the special tea prepared using buffalo milk and selected spices. Besides tea, buffalo milk is also the main ingredient in lassi drinks, such as mango lassi.
Setahun lebih dah. Setahun lebih dah. Sini minum cai sini je minum, dua lain kecuali kat Johor pun ada jugalah. Di sini lain selalu.
Kenapa cai kat sini tarik-tarikan sedap?
Sebab yang supply-nya kita punya kawan. Jadi kita tahu. Jadi kita tahu cai tu susu dia dari dia. Bukan susu kotak. Itu sebab kita yakin.
Along Linda restaurant needs up to 35 liters of buffalo milk in a day to meet the high demand from customers. Buffalo milk is rich in calcium, protein, and essential nutrients, making it an excellent source of nutrition. It contains high levels of vitamins such as A and D, as well as minerals such as magnesium and phosphorus, which are beneficial for overall health.
Saya apalah baiklah daripada teh tarik kedai-kedai kan. Saya datang sini lah.
Masih lagi wasiat lagi ni ah.
Ni lagi asyat. Umur saya pun dah 72. Kalau boleh saya kawan-kawan yang umur dengan saya tu saya suruh datang sini. Supaya kita pun sihat.
Additionally, buffalo milk is known for its high fat content, which provides essential fatty acids for brain and heart health.
Vietnam's coffee growers have been hit hard by the worst drought in nearly a decade this year, and that could mean a morning espresso is about to get more costly. The country is the world's second biggest coffee producer and the top producer of Robusta beans, the variety most commonly found in espressos and instant coffees. Domestic forecasts for next season's harvest in Vietnam remain grim, with the nation's mercantile exchange expecting a 10 to 16% fall in output due to the extreme heat. Doan Van Tong is a 39-year-old coffee farmer from the central Gia Lai province.
The
drought dried up this whole area and the surrounding areas, and the water shortage is so severe that compared to last year, the harvest of coffee cherries is very low. We lost a lot of the output. It's very small, very low this year.
With the price of coffee beans hitting a record high, farmers are enjoying the extra cash. They're also trying out new tactics to protect trees in the heat wave, like letting them grow for longer, allowing their roots to access deeper water reserves. Growers also soften the soil around plants or cover it with leaves to improve absorption of rainwater or fertilizers. And a return of rainfall in recent weeks has improved the outlook, boosting confidence among farmers and officials. But it remains unclear whether the improved weather conditions and new farming practices will help boost output and drive down prices of Robusta beans.
We farmers should be happy when the price increases, but due to this drought we are not very happy because the price increases but the output decreases. So in general we're happy and we're sad at the same time because the climate changes erratically and we can't grasp those changes. So we are more sad than happy because the output has decreased much more compared to previous years.
The United States Department of Agriculture has been far less pessimistic than domestic projections, estimating Vietnam's next harvest to be roughly steady. Whatever the impact on the harvest, coffee costs for drinkers around the world are likely to rise. While record wholesale prices have so far had a limited impact on consumer prices, there are signs that might be changing. Recent data from Eurostat showed coffee inflation up by 1.6% in the European Union in April and 2.5% in Robusta-loving Italy. That's still well below price rises from a year earlier, but it was higher than 1% in the March EU reading, a sign roasters may have started to pass their higher costs on consumers.
So the red list is trying to look at how close species are to extinction. They're obviously extinct is when they have gone. The most threatened category is what we call critically endangered. That's where they have extremely high risk of extinction unless we do something about it. The next category down is endangered. That means this has a very high risk of extinction unless we take action. So 1,000 individuals, of which only 400 are mature, those are the breeding individuals. It's a small population and it could easily disappear if we just let development happen without any conservation actions. The elephants, you can't confine them to the reserves. Trying to fence the reserves would be exorbitantly expensive, but also just not good for the conservation of the species. You need them to be moving between the different areas so that they're mixing, so the gene pool is constantly revitalized. If you confine them to small areas, you will have genetic problems with the elephants. So you need to have them moving. So really, in the long term, the plan there is looking at coexistence and how to create awareness in local communities about the value of the elephants and how to plan around them so that there isn't this retaliatory killing. The one on Borneo is really unique. It's a much smaller elephant. It has a different skull shape. The genetics are different. So there had been lots of speculation in the past. Was the Bornean subpopulation just a result of human introductions at some time in the past history of the island? All the evidence now is showing that it is an animal that moved there a very long time ago, naturally when sea levels were a lot lower, and then established a population there, and over time has diverged to become a distinct subspecies. And so it's worth conserving that because it has unique evolutionary features that we don't see in other Asian elephants.
Beneath the pristine waters off Thailand's Phuket Island, an environmental threat looms large. Divers work to disentangle abandoned fishing gear from coral, which have trapped unsuspecting fish inside. Abandoned, lost or discarded fishing gear, also known as ghost gear, are the deadliest form of marine plastic litter. This marine waste comprises ropes, nets, lines, traps, and other fishing equipment often made up of durable plastics.
อย่างแรกเลยก็คือเราจะจดบันทึกว่าเราเจอที่ไหนวันที่เท่าไหร่นะครับผมแล้วก็เราเจอที่ความลึกกี่เมตรอุปกรณ์ประมงคืออะไรนะครับแล้วก็มันอยู่บนพื้นผิวอะไรนะครับเช่นเป็นปะการังหรือเปล่าหรือเป็นหินเป็นทรายอย่างนั้นนะครับ
An estimated 1 million tons of ghost gear are lost in the ocean each year, World Wildlife Fund, WWF. Over time, they will break down into microplastics, contributing to marine plastic pollution, impacting marine creatures and humans through seafood ingestion. While there are several scuba diving groups working to remove ghost gear from reefs through cleanup missions, there is no system put in place to track the collection of the plastic litter.
เรามีการเก็บกู้อวนประมงอยู่ตลอดเรามีชุมชนนักดำน้ำที่เข้มแข็งเรามีภาครัฐที่ทำงานด้านนี้อยู่เยอะใช่ไหมคะแต่ในขณะเดียวกันเนี่ยระหว่างที่เราเก็บขึ้นมาเนื่องจากมันยังไม่ได้มีการเก็บข้อมูลที่เหมือนกันในทุกๆพื้นที่บางคนเก็บขึ้นมาแล้วก็เก็บออกไปบางคนเก็บแล้วมีการชั่งน้ำหนักบางคนเก็บแล้วมีการนับชิ้นกลายเป็นว่าเรายังไม่มีมาตรฐานจริงๆอะค่ะในการมาเก็บข้อมูลเหล่านี้
The non-governmental organization is helping to coordinate lessons that teach recreational divers how to use scientific tools to help marine scientists. Off the shore of Phuket, 9-year-old Wulawalan Tharawatayanon stood out from a group of 20 amateur divers as she penned down notes intently on her clipboard.
ถ้าสมมติว่าได้เก็บขยะมาก็สามารถแยกได้ว่าประเภทของมันคืออะไร
The collected data is used to determine the extent of the ghost gear at a particular location and its environmental impact on the area, and could prove crucial in implementing policy and legislation in the future. Since kicking off its Marine Science Citizen Initiative (MARSCI) program in 2020, Ao Thai Marine Ecology Center (ATMEC) has trained over 100 divers to become citizen scientists and have collected enough data to publish an academic paper about the threat of ghost gear in Thai waters.
พอเรามีข้อมูลเหล่านี้ค่ะองค์กรต่างๆภาคส่วนเนี่ยสามารถหยิบ raw data เอาไปใช้ต่อได้เพื่อดูว่าเราจะต้องการแก้ไขปัญหาที่ตรงไหนก่อนมันควรจะเป็นตรงนโยบายหรือมันควรจะเป็นตรงกฎหมายหรือมันควรจะเป็นตรงการจัดการ
Environmental Justice Foundation (EJF) has engaged the help of around 500 local fishers to collect discarded fishing nets. Some 130 tons of used fishing gears have been collected and recycled into new products.
ที่จริงจะบอกว่าการจัดการเรื่องขยะเนี่ยมันเป็นแบบเหมือนเป็นปัญหาที่ใหญ่มากระดับโลกระดับประเทศอะไรอย่างเงี้ยซึ่งมันคงต้องใช้หลายๆหน่วยงานเข้ามาดูแล ECF ก็เป็นส่วนหนึ่งที่เข้ามาเหมือนซัพพอร์ตในส่วนของสร้างกลไกหนึ่งเดียวค่ะในการช่วยทำให้ปัญหาของขยะที่อยู่ในธรรมชาติหรือปนเปื้อนในธรรมชาติเนี่ยมันลดลงอย่างมีรูปแบบ
autonomous driving has just been launched.
要把手。喂，车你好。
In Wuhan, China, the rapid adoption of robo-taxis is testing the impact of driverless cars on employment. Baidu's Apollo Go operates 24/7 in Wuhan, serving 7.7 million residents, over half the city's population. Unlike traditional taxis, these autonomous vehicles do not have a supervising driver but rely on a service assistant for communication if issues arise. Baidu has not addressed concerns about job losses from Apollo Go. However, local taxi drivers claim that robo-taxis have taken a significant share of short-distance urban trips, affecting their earnings. Baidu plans to expand to 100 cities by 2030 and deploy 1,000 new robot access in Wuhan, aiming to break even by year-end. Economist Sentiasa notes that while robo-taxis and AI tutors impact certain sectors, a nationwide rollout could prompt government intervention to manage unemployment.
Currently, we're not at the stage yet because things like Baidu Apollo is at a very early stage of development. It hasn't been profitable, and it has to deal with a lot of regulatory challenges. So I won't see it becoming a real threat in the probably next 5 to 10 years. But assuming that comes true, I think we can think about two things. The first thing is that actually the bottom line for the government is social stability, which means that rising unemployment as a result won't be acceptable.
Meanwhile, at a major Beijing driving school, AI has replaced many human instructors. Since automating instruction in 2019, Eastern Pioneer Driving School has reduced its teaching staff by half, with 80% of students now opting for AI instructors. The school's high-tech control center monitors 610 cars equipped with AI, providing real-time feedback. Students also train using VR simulators before driving AI-equipped cars. As China leads in autonomous driving, it invests heavily in these technologies, with recent approvals for advanced driver assistance systems and draft regulations for autonomous vehicles.
让学员呢从初期的在 VR 上训练，从基础驾驶、场地驾驶、道路驾驶，包括安全防御驾驶，结合后期的 AI 训练，也 AI 车，把整个的这个训练呢形成了一个体系。自从我们这个使用这种训练模式以后，训练的标准化、统一化的这个大幅的提升，而且呢，就是在这个训练过程中，学员的感受也好，或者体验也好，包括我们自己的这种合格率的提升，还有成本的下降，都有一个大的一个好的前景。
China's focus on innovation, as emphasized by the president, is evident in these advancements. The government is balancing the push for technological progress with potential job threats, as the sector evolves from speculative to tangible economic impacts. Some predicts that Baidu's Apollo Go might pose a significant threat in 5 to 10 years. The challenge for central and local governments will be managing this transition, ensuring that innovation does not come at an unsustainable cost to workers and the broader economy.